I think we're where we need to be. Let's see. Oh, yes, we are. It's we know where we are because it's June 18th, 2022. Bob, are you intimidated by this machine here? I mean, you can sit over this way.
Very comfortable right here.
Oh, okay. I showered today.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. We're better off over there then. Well, it's a good day today. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful weather outside. I woke up this morning, so that's very positive. We're here alive, and I'm lucky. You know, the Lone Ranger had Tonto, Patton had his aide, and I have Bob Dawson here to help me get through another meeting. It's all new to me, so bear with me. We'll learn. You'll have to learn with me. And we called the meeting to order already, but just as a reminder, we are in the meeting. And Russell is wrangling our Zoom participants again. Thank you, Russell. Make sure they're muted except for yourself. If you have any comments, reminders, we need help here for sure, and let us know.
Okay.
And folks here in the room, don't forget to silence your phones.
That's a good point.
And I did. Don't forget, silence your phones. And if you do need to take a call, please step out of the room. And those of you who are presenting, don't forget to stand on the X here on the floor so we can, and remind me to turn the microphone towards you if I forget. You can help me. And state your comments clearly and distinctly for the folks at home. And if you don't, we'll paraphrase for you. Hopefully we get it right. And be brief. What is that? My friend Kent Westfall uses the 6 Bs. I think it's 6, maybe it's 5. Be brief, but be bold. We have one new member this month, Jesse Ziegler, who we haven't met yet, but we've met him at the K&I because he's a new K&I member. So hopefully we can get him to one of our meetings here soon. And if we do, we'll reintroduce him. Minutes from the last meeting. Everybody, I'm sure, has gone on to the website to take a look to make sure they've reviewed the minutes from the last meeting. All those who've done that. Oh, really? 3. That's excellent. Bob? Oh, of course, Bob wrote them, and I have read them because Bob sent them to me. So, can we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes as posted on the website? From Mr. Johnson. Do we have a second?
Second. Who's that? Rick?
Oh, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Great. Mr. Mike Berry, if you could.
You need to have the meeting approved. Ask for any objections or nay votes, and then you can announce them as being
Wait a
approved.
minute, Mike. Say that again.
You since you have a motion, but you have no vote. So what you need to ask them with a rubber stamp, if there are no objections, have the minutes stand as published.
What Bob said. We'll get that next time. Thank you, Bob. Well, Mike's coming up here now. I can practice on Mike once he finishes his report.
Okay, well, it won't take long. It's a quickie this month, so pay attention or you'll miss it. Any questions?
I guess we can expect that interest to increase now with rates going up,
Well,
right, Mike?
it used to be, well, yeah, let's hope so. All the other rates are going up, so I would assume that end of it will go up too. I mean, they've already doubled mortgage rates, so you would think they would cough up some of it on the other end too.
Yeah.
So, any questions? Like I said, no.
That's it.
Need a-
Yes.
motion, all that kind of stuff.
Can we have a motion to approve Mike's treasurer's report?
Motion.
Thank you, Fred. Second?
Second.
Bob, thank you. All those in favor? Any opposed? You're golden, Mike. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
How did that go, Bob?
Well, that's,
Went pretty good, huh?
all right. You good? Hi, George, you're getting the hang of it.
Moving right along. Committee reports. The bylaws committee. I think I'm in charge of that.
Yeah.
So we sent you all via email notice that the division intended to change the bylaws to incorporate the new mission statement. And we sent you a copy of the old bylaws as well as the new bylaw statement. It's not much of a change. It's just adding the wording of the new mission statement written by our new trustee, Stan White, and adopted by us. Is there any discussion before we call for a vote on the changes, questions, discussion about this change here in the room? Or Russ, is there any on Zoom? Any questions from the Zoom
Well, you need a
attendees?
motion.
What?
What? You need a motion.
Well, we're asking for,
Discussions come after the motion.
oh,
Okay.
no problem. I can do that.
Second.
Second? Mike, thank you. All right. Now, any discussion on the proposed change of the bylaws? Don't see any in the room. Russ, do you see any at home?
I'm looking and no.
Okay. Now it's time to call for a vote. Ready, Fred? All those in favor of changing the Division 8 bylaws, please raise your hand and signify yay.
Okay.
Russ is counting online.
Well, let's see.
It's unanimous on the Zoom.
13.
So it's unanimous on Zoom. We'll get that count later.
Yes, 6.
Any opposed? I didn't see any opposed. The motion passes. Thank you. We'll get the bylaws, a new copy, put on the website for everybody's notice notification, and will also be, since it is now approved, we want to be able to use the new mission statement in 3 locations in our bylaws. We want to have it on our Facebook page, in our about part of our Facebook page. And where else were we going to put it? I forget. Oh, the webpage. Thank you. Mike, member welfare report.
Oh, okay. Yeah, another quickie here. Nothing this past month, but day after tomorrow, Monday, Ron Stylberg, most of y'all know Ron. Ron is scheduled for a knee replacement. So, the last time I talked to him, a week and a half ago, he was really looking forward to it because he really is struggling with it. So, but anyway, that's all I know about. And anybody hears of anything or anyone, I should say, that is hospitalized or, God forbid, has a loss in the family, please let me know. Send the word on down the pipe to me so we can get a card or whatever out to that person from the division. So, all right, thank you.
By the way, everyone, just so it's clear, Mike is the member welfare chairman. It's just not a temporary assignment. He's volunteered to do it until he doesn't volunteer anymore. So he is the regular member welfare chairman after Rick Weir stepped down last month. Thank you, Mike.
Sure.
Mr. Mark Norman.
Okay, Bob. Frank Crone has received a merit award. Straddle the extra for get a merit award here for cars, loads of creosoted railroad ties on flat car number 857-157. Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Well done, sir. Next up, I believe,
Come back.
oh, picture,
Wait a
sorry.
minute. Go back. Smile.
Trying to rush you off too fast. Kevin, next up. We got probably another picture coming up here. Kevin Jones also got a merit award for cars for ON 30 disconnect truck logging caboose. Congratulations, Kevin. Good work, sir.
Thank you.
There's a picture. Russ Weiss is not in attendance, but he did receive a certificate of achievement, model railroad author. There you are. Oh, I see. He exists virtually. He's receiving it virtually, and I believe at the next board meeting in person. So,
And I just want to say thank you to Mark and Fred to help me figure out all the points of this. If some of you others have not done the author, then there's a certain amount of points for the division, MCR, and then national. So it kind of hard to figure out, how many for what. But Mark and Fred got me through it, and I appreciate all the support and encouragement both of them have given me. We'll try to whip out another one here soon.
I was afraid I was going to have to start playing some music to have Russ finish off here, like at the Academy Awards. But Fred had it queued up there, but we're going to be good. Thank you, Russ.
Yeah, no respect.
We're moving on now to Rick.
Rick Maloney, come on up. We have a little hardware up here for you. So you're on that side, because we'll do it that way. So Rick is our latest MMR, number 705. Here's the various certificates he earned, 7 of them. And of course, they're spread out on model railroad equipment, settings, engineering, and operations, and service to the hobby. So he is certified that he really did the work and that he is committed to assist others in the hobby. That's basically 2 requirements for an MMR and earning all these certificates up here. But first, you have this nice plaque that came in with your name on it. So congratulations, Rick. Thank you. Well done, sir. And you want to put that back here for now. We have a frame certificate with your name on there, number 705, and the date of it was earned on April 21st. And we'll just leave that there in the holder. Rick was so kind as actually make the holder for this, which is an old type spikes, not realizing what it was being done for. So yeah, another contribution he didn't know about. And Fred was kind enough to get a updated lanyard with your name and MMR on. So congratulations, you can be decked out on that. I believe Ron takes over from here with a few more items.
Rick. Good job.
Well, thank you very much.
I have this pin here. It's an official symbol that you can wear whenever you put on your business suit.
Yeah, my tags.
You can wear this pin with it and signify that you're a master model railroad.
Thank you.
And we have your master model railroad patch as well.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well earned.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you very
And
much.
you're a good model railroad.
So I guess I need to say a few words. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that's helped me over the years, and thank you for the award, and thank you for all the help I've had from other club members and friends and associates who've always inspired me and kind of guided me in times and stuff, you know, on difficult projects. As you could probably saw, I think I never really pursued the Master Modeler certificate, the award and stuff. In fact, I think I wasn't really interested in all. In 2007, Jerry Ashley, after seeing my N-scale modules and stuff, said, you know, you could qualify for the Golden Spike if you do the paperwork. So I did. I got the Golden Spike. And then a month or so later, it was, well, your layout's far enough along, plus your modules and stuff. If you could do the, you could get the scenery certificate if you do paperwork. So I did. And then it seemed like after that, they pointed out that my layout was far enough along for electrical stuff that I could get the electrical certificate if I did the paperwork. So I did. And I was talking with Joe Fields, and he had seen, when you do an N-track layout, a lot of times they give you a little metal plaque to put on the modules and stuff. And plus you get certificates when you participate in N-scale conventions and what are NMRA conventions and stuff. So he saw the plaques on the module and said, you know, if you could document all the conventions you've been in and all the shows that you've done for the NMRA, plus any service to the NMRA, you can get volunteers, but you got to do the paperwork. So I did. And after that, notes here. After that, it seemed I was in a club called the G-Men for years. And Bob Johnson and Ed Tasman and Ray Hager and I, we formed this modular G-Gauge club. And initially when we built it, the track we had, I don't think we even get turnouts available. They didn't make turnouts in the style of type of track that we were using. So I made 2 turnouts. I wrote an article in Model Railroader about making turnouts in G-Gauge. It's easy, you know, it's great big stuff. Get your plumbing torch out and stuff instead of a soldering iron. But other than that, it was pretty easy. So after making turnouts for the G-Men, I have an outside G-Gauge layout. I make turnouts for myself. And once again, I was told, well, if you do the paperwork, and I did the paperwork and got my civil engineering one. And then over the years, I'd entered contests and stuff for buildings and structures and stuff that I really like to do. I like to play with the styrene and stuff and make my own buildings and stuff. And when you enter them in contests and stuff, if they're judged in an official NMR meeting, they give you, you know, points and stuff on your paperwork. And so I had sufficient buildings that have been judged and stuff. And once again, do the paperwork and you get the structure. So I did. And then I had a little bit of a break and stuff. It took a while, but over the years, I painted some engines and stuff up. So I had some custom painted engines for my home layout and scale, along with some custom decals and things. So I had those. And one day when I was reading an article in Model Railroader, there was this really interesting crane in there. It's called a tie crane and stuff, and it's used by the railroads. It has a little cart with it where the ties come out. And the crane picks up the ties and sets them on the side of the track. And I believe they also go back and pick up the old ones later on with it, haul the old ones away. And I looked at this thing and I thought, well, I could never build that. That's too complicated to try to build a powered locomotive. But in the article they had, it was a kit. In the article they had all the parts laid out. And I looked at all the parts and I thought, well, I can build the parts. That was easy. So I did. I built the parts. And once I had the parts, I assembled it and I ended up with this tie crane. I went out and bought a $10 radio controlled car, used the radio out of that and the controls for it and the battery box. And I bought a $2 motor from Scale Reproductions and I had a powered G-Gauge tie crane. And then also about the same time, of course, this was when COVID and stuff was going on, so we weren't doing much, you know, as far as meetings and things. I got involved, the K-Sons got back together again, only instead of doing N-track modules this time, there were 4 of us who were we wanted to do prototype modules. And we wanted, you know, have a prototype scene and we wanted it realistic. So I was going to build a module, so I was looking through magazines and stuff and I found a photograph an area up in Ontario, Canada, that had buildings and stuff in it, and had to have an engine in it, a caboose, and some other rolling stock, and had all these things, requirements. And that's what I built. And that's when Mark Norman started telling me, if you do the paperwork, you can get it. And so I did. So here I am with a master modeler certificate, and I'm thinking, you know, it took 15 years to get this far, but I never ever did any modeling to get my master modeler certificate. I just did the paperwork. And so in conclusion, it's kind of like, you know, all these people here probably have things that if they just looked around their own basement or their own layout and saw their own little projects and stuff, if they just do the paperwork, chances are one day you'd be up here too. So just do the paperwork. So thank you very much for the award. I appreciate it.
Well, it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. I don't know how many times people told Rick, do the paperwork.
That's true.
So I have a question for Rick. As now, I'm very happy you're the newest model railroader, because I am not the newest master model railroader anymore. That must have been the shortest time, except between Broughton and Cooper. That was about 10 minutes. So are you going to do the paperwork now and write up your article for the NMRA magazine, right?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I took English 101 in college 3 times, and I'm not sure I ever got finished. But to my defense, I was only registered once. So I mean, I'm probably the only person that flunked English 3 times, but only paid for it 1 time.
Well, that just shows you're creative.
Yes.
Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you.
Barry, where's Barry? I saw him earlier. Oh, there he is.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's our last contest of this model year, and it's open loads. And we had 4 entries this time around in open loads. And we did have a tie for second place, which means there are no third place award given. But for second place, we've got 2. And first one is Rick Gertz, and he's got bulldozer frame castings. And be sure and check out his notes, what he made those out of.
Yeah.
And then Steve Lasher, also second. Congratulations to Steve for his CB&Q flat car with a tractor load on it. Very nice. So those are really good. And then first place, the king of open loads, Bob Frank Roan, A-frame truss load. You got an A on that project. So congratulations.
Appreciate that.
And because you're actually here, I have the privilege of presenting the certificate to you in person, which never happens. So there it is.
Thank you very much.
So honorable mention goes to Craig Hatter for his Pennsylvania Railroad F-34 flat car with a 5-inch gun turret load on it. So good modeling to everybody. Congratulations to everyone. Now, what's next? July picnic's coming up. We're going to have the awards at the picnic for this contest year. And then in August, something new and different. We made a change in the next contest year. And that is, instead of having 10 contests every year or 10 months of contests, we're going to have 11 months of contests by taking the maintenance away equipment and keeping it in August, and then moving the vehicles to December. And you can read all about it in the pie card, the changes coming up with the contest. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Barry. Mr. Russell Weiss.
Present.
Talk about what's coming up.
Well, today, Ron, we're happy to have back Dave Ackman. Dave's going to go ahead and show us some CAD printing with the PowerPoint. You might remember Dave showed us some real neat stuff on billboards a few months ago. So we're happy to have Dave back with us today. More on Dave in a few minutes. So next month, we're going to have for our gathering, July 9th, Chris Broughton, who many of you know is an N-scaler, and he has jammed a speaker, a decoder, and so on it's something like an updated RS3. So pretty darn neat. And he's going to show us all about that. And Stan White is going to show us some of the stuff he's been working with the Dwarven fiber optic system. And that's a pretty neat deal too. So that should be a fun gathering next month. And for our general membership meeting in August, speaking of fiber optics, Michael Groves, who is the owner, creator of Dwarven fiber optic system, is going to give us one of his clinics. I sat in on this one at the Indy Junction, and Michael's from Australia, so not only this a very informative clinic, but he also makes it very lighthearted. So it should be really, really fun having Michael on us for Zoom. So stay tuned for all that, and I'll give it back to you, Ron.
All right, Russ, thank you. Thanks for all you do to make all these meetings eventful for us. Guess what? The Division 8 picnic is coming up. Not far from, just a little less than a month from now on Saturday, July 16th. This is just a reminder to be sure to fill out your reservation form. If you got your reservation form or you forgot you got it, we'll be sending out another copy this next week, early next week, to those of you who have not turned in your sandwich reservation yet. All you need to do is check a few boxes for yourself, and if you have a guest, indicate that in the proper places on the form. We'll send, once all the reservations are in, we will send those who were reserved a acknowledgement of your reservation and acknowledgement of what your sandwich is. You can't change after that because we'll already have submitted the order to the caterer by then, but you will, when you get in line to get your sandwich, you'll know what you're going to get. And don't be one of those people that ordered a turkey sandwich and you come and try and get a roast beef sandwich when you're in the line. That won't be an issue because your name will be on your box.
Drat.
Yeah, I know there's several of you who thought they were, I'll get something different.
So regarding the picnic, is there going to be any, with the cost of gasoline, any carpooling up there to on this area? Is there maybe a sign-up sheet or something that you might start as a division?
No, we cannot legally do that and be covered by NMRA insurance, Bob. We cannot formally organize a carpool ride share. If you would like to contact the people, you can.
Okay, could you put a list out of who's coming to the picnic? Something like that, without, avoiding any privacy.
I think we can put a list out if you want to contact somebody. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. When we do put such a list out, we don't put we can just put a list of names out. We can't put contact information, but if you need contact information from somebody, contact Fred or I or Bob, and we'll help you with that. That's not an issue.
$75 for my tank the other day.
I'll give you a ride up there, Bob. But let me make a note of it so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Mr. Kukler has something he wants to add.
Yes, Bob.
What about suggesting that everyone meet at the Scale Reproductions parking lot at a certain time that morning? That way, if anybody does want to carpool, they can already set at that time.
That's always worked in the past. That's a good idea.
It isn't. That's a good suggestion. One of the few from you. Thank you.
The question is, good suggestion, to follow through on it, do we want to put something in the pack or let it stand?
When we send out the message to those of folks that have registered, we'll include something there about getting together for that type of organization. So you won't be left out in the lurch.
Takes 2 hours to get up there, so pretty much.
Well, that's if you stop for coffee and pie.
Well, we'll put it this way, legally, and the way that construction works up there,
Yeah,
it's not 2 hours.
I went up there a few weeks ago and it wasn't a bad drive. It's a pleasant drive. I could be hot that day. Okay. And here's what we're doing. This is a reminder. The Columbus Area Railroad Club and the Indiana Live Steamers. Don't forget that, of course, you need to bring your hat and your sunscreen if you're planning on riding the train outside. And I was there once and there were just a few little gnats around. So you might consider, if you don't like bugs, you might consider a little insect repellent. And not to forget, in August is the NMRA National Convention in just down the road or over to the west a little bit in St. Louis. Mo, the Gateway 2022 convention. All the information is available on their website, which you can, nothing else you can find on the NMRA homepage, a link under the convention link. And don't forget the banquet with media star Michael Gross.
he gave an excellent talk last year.
Did he?
Excellent.
Okay. Wow. And with that, the meeting is adjourned. We will take a 5-minute break while we prepare for the next segment, our presentation by Dave Ackman.